Hey, what's up, everyone? Ricky V here. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great day. It's been a crazy month so far. With Valentine's Day, my birthday, my wife's birthday, my son's birthday coming up, and my new little girl being born. It has been crazy out here in our home, but nonetheless, I'm excited to be here. So welcome everyone. As you're coming in, let me know where you're coming in from. Drop a comment below. Let me know what state you're coming in from, and would love to give you a shout out. And I appreciate all the love and support. I got hundreds and hundreds of messages on my birthday, thousands of messages for my little girl's birth. So I mean, it's been crazy. All the love and support from everybody on Facebook. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And what I want to do today is I want to talk about specifically how to go out there and build a successful network marketing business. And so I'm going to tackle a lot of things. This may not be something that you want to share with a brand new person because it might just overwhelm them a little bit. But for the most part, I'm going to go into just really into some of the strategies, some of the basics, and then some of the fundamentals that people need to apply day in and day out in order to go out there and build a massive network marketing business and income, whatever it is that you're after. Maybe you're after some part-time income, maybe you're after some full-time income, and maybe some of you are after some lifestyle income. I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty here, and I'm going to go into each and every one of those things. And so as you're coming in, just drop a comment below. Let me know where you're coming in from, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. Give me 1 second. Okay. So one of the things is I was reading a book yesterday, and it was one of Art Williams' books, and one of the things that he was talking about was that there is, in this business, for the most part, a lot of us try to make it sound like it's easy. And the reality is that it's in a sense, it's kind of like an oxymoron. It's almost like a double-edged sword. But the bottom line is that, this business is going to be very easy because of how much work it takes to get there. This business is going to be easy because of how hard it is to really make it to the top. The reality is it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. When you look at just network marketing as a whole, when you look at everything, when you look at this industry, it's one of the very few industries where you can go out there and make a significant residual income. And so sometimes the irony of it is that people are so much expecting to make all this money really fast, and then when they don't make it, all of a sudden they quit. But when you think about the logic behind an income producing machine, whether it's investments, whether it's real estate, how much money, how much time do you need to pour into something in order to walk away with a six-figure residual yearly income or a six-figure residual monthly income? I'll tell you something right now, it does take a lot of time. And so when you get into network marketing, a lot of people are told, hey, you know what, we're having so much duplication over here, it's easy, it's this and that, and you go into all these like, oh, my system is the easiest thing in the world. But the reality is a lot of it is BS. Yeah, you could have a simple system that anybody can do, but in order to go through the journey, in order to make it to the top, as you're going through this journey, it is very, very hard. And so I love that it's hard because it makes it easy for those that really are willing to work hard. It makes it easy for the rest of us that are wanting to stretch ourselves and go to the top. Because it's hard to make it to the top, most people quit. It makes it easier for the few of us that stick around and want to go make an impact, want to go out there and make a significant income. And so what's up, Danielle? How are you? Hey, as you're coming in, let me know what city you're coming in from, what state you're coming in from, and if you find value in this Facebook Live, share it with other people. I'm going to break down, I wrote some keynotes. I'm really excited about this because, as you know, I always wing things. I don't really get into all this strategizing and all that, but I started thinking the other day. I said, you know what, I want to do a Facebook Live this week, and I really want to get into some of the things that it really takes to go out there and build it. Some things that I've gone through, not just things that I read in a book or things that I learned from a coaching program. I mean, this is straight realness of what I've been through in my experience. So we're going to get into it right now. First thing, okay, and you can go out, you can get a pen and paper and write these things down, or I can also screenshot you this piece of paper later on if you decide that you want it. You can apply it. So anyways, really excited to be here. But the very first thing as you go out there and build a successful network marketing business, as you go out there and create your own personal revolution, right? A revolution is just like you're rebelling against like the common community, people that just want to stick around and just go through life. A lot of people are just taught to go through life, and for those that want to get out there and create some chaos for those that want to go out there and be a rebel, for those that want to go out there and spark a revolution, spark a movement. This is what I'm going to get into right now as you go out there and build your personal revolution, your personal network marketing business, your personal organization. So the first thing is this, okay? Number one is this, is that you got to have a network of people. You have to have people that you talk to. This whole business, as you're acquiring customers, you only get customers if there's people buying your product. You only get an organization if there's people that are joining your team. And so in order to get a customer base, in order to get a distributorship, it takes a constant flow of you getting out there and building a network of people. Hey, what's up, Kirsten? What's up, Jody? Thank you for hopping on. What's up, Danielle? Hey, as you're coming in, let me know where you're coming in from. And if you find value in this Facebook Live, please share it below. It is a beautiful Wednesday. And so we're going to get into this. Drop a 1 in the comments below if you're excited about making 2018 one of the most successful years of your network marketing careers. Drop a 1 in the comment if you're super excited about really understanding what it takes to go out there and build a huge network marketing business, a network marketing income, and something that can really provide you freedom and lifestyle to go out there and do the things that you want day in and day out. Now, so I'm going to talk about the first thing is having a network of people, right? You get into this business, and I'll be flat out honest with you all. If you have no one to talk to, if you have zero networks of people to talk to, this business is going to be very, very hard. But let me tell you something. It doesn't mean that you can change that, but I'll tell you this. If you have this mentality that you don't have people to talk to, and you're going to stick to that mentality, and you're going to say that this business is not easy for you, and then you're going to quit, then you're in trouble already. You might as well quit now. If you don't have people to talk to, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you can't change that over the next 30 days. See, for me, I built my entire network marketing career on social media by getting to know people. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm spending hours and hours just trying to build relationships with people. It just means that I stay in the constant flow of sending friend requests. I stay in the constant flow of saying what's up to people. I stay in the constant flow of just continuing to build that network of people. So make it a habit day in and day out to have a notebook and continue to add 5 names to your list every single day. Now, here's the truth, and this is where, some people may get offended. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But the reality is that if you're sitting there at home, you're feeling sorry for yourself, and you're telling people that you don't know anybody, that's your own fault. Because Facebook, there is billions of people on Facebook. There are thousands of people in your local community that you do not know that you could connect with on Facebook. And so make it a constant habit day in and day out to grow a network of people so that you never run out. Let me give you a quick tip. If you're sending out 5 friend requests every single day for the next 12 months, you will never ever in the history of your life ever run out of people to talk to. But here's a truth for you all to understand is that sometimes people take a look at a network marketing organization and they think, my gosh, this person built a team of 10,000 people. No, this person did not build a team of 10,000 people. This person brought in a few, who brought in a few, who brought in a few, who brought in a few. And that's the truth. There's not one single person that ever went out there and built a business of 20,000 people, 40,000 people. Sure, they can take credit for all they want, but it wasn't them. It was the people that they brought, the people that they brought, and the people that they brought, right? And so as you're getting to know people, you have to have this calm, collective posture and understanding that you do not need everybody. You do not want everybody. You need, maybe 6, 7 good people that are hustlers, people that have work ethic, people that have that burning desire and that will to, when you find 6 people like you, 6 people that want to get it, 6 people that want freedom, you only need to go out there and find those 6 people. Yeah, it might take a lot of time, might take a lot of numbers to go out there and find those 6 people or those 5 people or those 4 people, whatever your goal is. But understand this, you don't need to go out and build a team of thousands, so don't focus on thousands. You'll get there, just find a few of the right people and that will lead you to thousands. What's up, Haley? What's up, Nikolai? What's up, Lindsay? Got UK in the house here. Okay, so that's number 1, is building a constant network of people. Number 2 is the invitation, okay? If you do not know how to invite, meaning if you're not opening your mouth and talking to people, this is not going to work for you. You can go out there and have the prettiest Facebook picture. You can have the prettiest Facebook cover photo. You can have the prettiest pictures as you're posting day in and day out. And guess what? It doesn't mean squat if you're not going out there and talking to people. And part of talking to people is how many people are you inviting to take a look at your product or your opportunity. But here's the thing, as you're inviting people, by the way, yes, I am 30. Nikolai says I'm 30. I just turned 30 years old 2 days ago. I don't feel 30. I don't look 30. I know that for sure. But anyways, So thanks so much for the compliment, Nikolai. But anyways, okay, so the invitation, okay? Now here's the thing. A lot of people get so stuck on the invitation on, hey, I want this script, or what do I say, or how do I say it? But here's the reality, here's the common truth is this, is that the invitation just has to be genuine. And so one of the things that I found is this, is like when I was brand new to network marketing, if someone would have told me to go out there and lead with the product, I would have laughed, you know, because it was all about just making money. And because of that, I failed consistently over and over and over again, because it was just all about like, this kid that was 20 years old at the time. I was telling people how we were going to become millionaires, and I wasn't even making a penny yet. Now, it didn't mean that I didn't see myself as a millionaire at the time, but it just meant that I hadn't even earned a $20 commission check, but I was going to go teach people how to build a business, right? And so what I have found is when you're leading with a product that makes things a lot more easier, when you're leading with the product experience, it makes things a lot easier. So number one, when you're sending an invitation, make sure that you go out there and you invite people day in and day out. That's the reality. Number two on this list is make the invitation. But the next thing to the invitation is how you're going to make that invitation. And what I have found is this. Number one, be genuine. Number two, share a story. And the story can be your why, right? And so if you are going to lead with the business, if you are going to lead with the product, make sure that it's a story. So I'll give you a quick example. Hey, what's up, John? How are you? Haven't talked in a while. I want to talk about business before we catch up a little bit. But here's the thing, man. You know, you've seen me bust my butt. I've been working 2 jobs. I have 3 kids. I'm tired as heck when I come home from work at night. I needed to find a plan B. I found something that I'm really excited about. I want to share it with you, right? That's a simple invitation to somebody that's just looking to go and approach about the business. But what about the product? Listen, man, this product is going to rock your world. Once you're on it for 3 days, or once you're on it for 10 days, or once you're on it for 10 months, you will have it for the rest of your life. You have got to trust me. When do you have 10 minutes to watch something? When do you have 10 minutes to look through a preview group? When do you have 10 minutes to attend a webinar? When do you have 10 minutes to get on a conference call, right? So it's all about the invitation, but you got to invite with, number one, posture, being genuine. Don't lie to people. Don't say that you're making all this money. Don't say that, you know, this product grew your leg back. Just talk about realness. You know, just say, hey, this was my experience. I'm really excited about it. I want to share it with you. When do you have 10 minutes, right? So it's all about just, and it can be anything. It can be results, right? It could be results on a service. It can be results on a product. Hey, listen, I've been trying to lose weight ever since I gave birth to my baby. Now, you know, this is not me, of course, but like, you know, moms that struggle with weight after they give birth. Hey, I struggled, you know, losing weight. But I found a product. It's helped me lose 5 inches off my waist. I'm super excited. My jeans are fitting a little bit loose. You got to check this out. Do you mind if I add you to my group? Do you mind if you check out a 10-minute video? Whatever it is, it's all about a story. It's your story on the product, or it's your story on the service, or it's your story about the business. So the invitation is simply making it genuine, making it simple, and leading with a story, not some like BS of like, my upline is making $1 million a year and you got to meet him. That's kind of just phony, and people just don't follow that anymore. So anyways, if you're finding value in this, all that I ask is that you share it, tag your team members. If you decide that this has got enough value for your team to grow, I always keep these things generic. Okay, so that's the next thing. Number 3 is this. What's up, Crystal? What's up, Michelle? Hey, everyone. Appreciate you all coming in. But anyways, the third thing is this, is following up. You want to write this down, is following up. So I did this example last year where I reached out to 100 people, okay? I reached out to 100 people like the first month of last year. This was 2017. Every single person said no, right? Every single person says no, because most people say no on the first approach, right? Like, but I'm all about the numbers. And so out of those 100 people, all I simply did was I followed up with them every 15 days. Every 15 days I was following up with those 100 people. I had a simple way to follow up. Every 15 days I was following up with people. I was checking back in with them. At the end of last year, out of those 100, I brought in a total of about 24. Okay, so out of 100 people that told me no, the 1st of January, at the end of last year, I brought in over 20 of them. Okay, so what does that tell you? That tells you that like your job is just to go out there and do as many numbers as possible. As many numbers as possible, because you gotta, most of these people are gonna tell you no, and that's okay, it's fine, doesn't matter, because you gotta understand that it doesn't come from the first approach or the second or the third. Typically, it comes from the 4th or the 5th. A lot of the people that I brought in came in 12th, 13th, 14th exposure, 14th follow-up, right? Most people don't even take action, and if they do, they don't follow up, and if they follow up, it doesn't happen 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. It just happens maybe one time. Hey man, you ready to sign up? Person's like, no, I don't even know anything about it, right? You think just because you added them to your little private group that now, oh, they're ready to go. Now they're all excited. Now they catch the vision like you do. No, they don't. And a lot of the times it's not even the right timing in their lives. And you got to be patient and understanding. Don't be that person that's like just pushy and rude and saying, oh man, like, oh, you say you don't have time, but I bet you if, you add up all your time in the day, it's like, you got to be understanding with people. Hey, listen, I get it, man. I've been there too. I found a way to create time for me because this is important enough for me, but would love to just check in with you 15 days from now, let you know what's happening in my business. So following up is key. So you got to follow up every 15 days. Now, the follow-up doesn't mean that you're going out there and you're just saying, hey, are you ready to buy now? Hey, are you ready to sign up now? No, the follow-up is very simple. It's an update. Wanted to give you a quick update. Just had 3 new team members start last week. I'm really excited about them. One has already gotten her 3 customers. He got 2 customers. She's getting ready to bring in her 2 new customers. We're excited. There's a lot of growth happening. Just wanted to give you a quick update. Whatever. Hey, 15 days later. Hey, just wanted to give you a quick update. Our company just released a new product. I'm really excited about it. Just wanted to give you a quick update. Here it is. Here's a picture of it. I was just thinking of you. 15 days later, you follow up with them. Hey, just checking in on you, making sure everything's good. Hope you're all good. But the whole game of this life, the whole game of network marketing is in the follow-up. And if you're not following up, guess what? I am. Most people will end up in my business anyways because I'm a fanatic about the follow-up. If you're not following up every 15 days, people are falling by the wayside. They're just falling. Next thing you know, they're at work and they talk to some girl named Amy, and then Amy says, hey, listen, I found something that's good. And then she signs up with Amy. Now you're all pissed because you're like, hey, I talked to her first. But guess what? That you don't own them. You don't own anybody. You got to do your job and make yourself that person that people want to join their team, and following up every 15 days. And you're not being pushy. People are starting to think, they're saying, hey, this person's committed. This person's not quitting. This person keeps following up with me every 15 days. It's been over a year now. I'm excited. I think it's ready. This person's committed. Let's go. Let's get to work, right? Because they trust you now. You've built trust through showing your commitment. Okay, so that's the next thing. The next thing is events, okay? The 4th thing is events. Now, hey, if you're getting value from this Facebook Live, drop a 2 in the comments. If you're getting a lot of value, share it on your Facebook page. Go ahead and tag your team members. I always like to keep these things generic, but if you are finding value in it, drop a 2. I wish I could drop a 2. I find value every single time. I can deliver anything to anybody that can help them in their business, no matter what company you're in. So the next thing is this. The 4th thing is this. It's events, and events. Okay, now this doesn't mean all about your company convention. That stuff should be a given already, and that stuff should honestly just be mandatory. And that stuff is the stuff that if people aren't attending, they may not be that serious. Now, I'm not going to get so anal about that because sometimes people's financial situation isn't all that good to go out to fly to another country or another state. But what I'm talking about events is that you have to be leading your guests into something every single week. I like to call them interviews. You want to bring your guest to hear you interview a few people that had a great product experience, or you want to invite your guest to this webinar that you're having. You want to set aside a couple times a week where you're inviting people to events, because guess what? If you're trying to build this business just one person at a time, it might take you a long time. But if you're bringing in 10 guests, 15 guests, 20 guests to hear someone's experience, to hear someone's testimonial, to hear someone's, their life changing through this business opportunity, whatever it is, all of a sudden you got 13 people listening to the story. This person's touching on a lot of emotional things on these 13 people. Now these 13 people, maybe 4 or 5 of them are excited. Boom, you just got yourself 4 to 5 new distributors or 4 to 5 new customers, right? So it's all about bringing people to see something every single week. You don't want to just invite them to be a part of your little preview group, because if that's all you're doing, you're missing a lot of people as well. You got to make sure that you're touching that person in the sense of reaching out to them individually, saying, hey, I want you to come check this out. This person's experience is unbelievable. You will not believe what she is experiencing right now. So anyway, so that's the 4th thing. Okay, the 5th thing I'm going to talk about is team incentives and promotions, right? It's always, it's the truth. It's a common fact that the more that you invest into something, the bigger the reward there is, right? The more you invest into growing your flowers, the prettier garden you're going to have, right? The more you invest into your children, the stronger relationships you're going to have, right? The more money that you invest into yourself, or the more growth that you invest into yourself, the better of a leader you will become. And Andrew Carnegie in his book, he talks about how the way that you put all your eggs into one basket and you ensure that basket basket produces you tons and tons of rewards is by simply making sure that when you put all your eggs in one basket, that all your earnings you're putting them back into that basket to continue to grow it and grow it and grow it. Now, people may have different philosophies about this. I don't really care. Do your own Facebook Live. But what I'm saying is that, team incentives and promotions are very true. Like, they're real. It's helped my business tremendously. Whenever I run a little promotion, teams start to crank up. Volume starts to crank up. And it can be as easy as like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go and give away a Beats by Dre headphones for the first 10 people that get out there and get 5 new customers this month, right? And all of a sudden you see volume start to crank. Or hey, I'm going to give a $15 cash back on the next 30 orders because that'll pay for your shipping. So it's a free shipping promo. And all of a sudden you got 20, 30 people that start to place orders. Like, people get aggressive the moment they realize they can save just a little bit of money. And your team starts to get aggressive when they realize that it's not their money, it's your money that you're pouring into them. And they're going out there and taking advantage of it because they want to go out there and build a business. But by them taking advantage of your promo, it grows your business too. It grows your volume, it grows your income. So never underestimate the power of promotions, the power of incentives. Mark Hughes talked about this in Herbalife back in the day in 2001. I've never been in Herbalife, but I probably know more than Mark Hughes than most people in Herbalife do because I've studied that guy like obsessively. And one of the things he says was that you can take 40,000 volume and you can crank that thing up to 400,000 volume with the same people if you run the right promotions or right incentives. So you want to make sure that you're sitting with your upline on the phone or in person every Sunday night saying, okay, what promotions can I put together for my team this week? What incentives can I put together for my team this week, right? It's like what Jim Rohn says, the company takes care of the big promotions, right? Which is like the cruises, the vacations, the car bonus. You take care of the smaller promotions. And guess what? The smaller promotions lead to the huge promotions of your team attaining those lifestyle getaways, those vacations, those cars. So, no, I'm not an Herbalife. Not at all. No offense. Cool company. But no. Anyways, so that's the 5th thing, okay? Now, here's the 6th thing, okay? And I talked a little bit about this, and hey, if you're getting value in this, let me know. If you're getting value in this, share it with people on your Facebook page, tag your teams. I always keep this thing generic. But here's the thing. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm losing track. 6, okay? So here's the 6th thing. Millionaires are created through numbers. Okay, millionaires are created through numbers. So I got this book in the mail yesterday called How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling. Okay, and this guy is talking about the numbers game, right? Millionaires are created through numbers. So the first year of selling, he sucked. He was horrible. He had no success. In fact, he was so horrible at selling life insurance, right? He built a network marketing company through life insurance, and this guy was like, he was not succeeding at all. By the end of his first year, he had to go get a job because he wasn't making any money. And so one day he sat down and he said that he was going to do something that he'd never done before. And what he was going to do is he was going to really work the numbers. And we hear this a lot in network marketing, right? Like, oh, you got to work the numbers. Oh, MLM is a numbers game, right? And it really is. The problem is most people don't keep track of don't keep track of their numbers, right? If you keep track of your numbers, you're going to get excited about your future because you're going to start to cross off numbers every single day, whatever it is that you commit to. But let me give you his numbers, okay? So this guy, he made 1,845 phone calls the next year, right? The first year he sucked. He had to get a full-time job. So the second year, he committed to making X amount of calls per day. It equaled out to 1,845 phone calls in 1 year. Now, let's just stop there, right? How many of you have made 1,845 reach outs in 1 year? Right? How many of you have been so consistent every single day that you can go backtrack your notebook or backtrack your calendar or backtrack your Facebook Messenger and be like, yeah, you know what? I do have 1,845 people that I've talked to, 1,845 people that, I've reached out to. How many of you could really say that? And most importantly, how many of you guys could actually prove it? That's even the crazier thing, right? So he reached out to 1,845 people. Of those 1,845 people, 828 people took a look at what he was doing. Okay, so out of 1,845 people, 828 people took a look at what he was doing. Only 65 of them said yes, right? Only 65 of them said yes. he broke six figures, a high six-figure income. He ended up making like, I think 1.9 million at one point, but it was all through daily tracking of the numbers. It was all going through the numbers for an entire year, being consistent every single day and tracking his numbers at the end of every Monday, at the end of every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and really making sure that he broke his numbers. So the question for you is, what numbers are you going to break, right? If you want to build depends what kind of income you want to build, depends how fast you want to build it, right? If you're tired of your job and you're saying, hey, in 90 days from now, I am done. Like I'm walking away from my job, or in fact, I'm going to walk into my job. I'm going to fire my boss. If you are that person, then when it comes under the numbers game, you're going to need to be talking to 10 to 15 people every single day for the next 90 days. You're going to need to be following up with every single person every 15 days. You're going to need to be running aggressive promotions. You're just going to have to be on fire, right? You have to do the numbers. And so my first year of network marketing, I sponsored 2 people, right? It's the most embarrassing thing. I think I made like $400 and something my very first year inside of network marketing. And, part of me was proud of it because people said, hey, it didn't work. And then when I showed them some commissions, even though they laughed at the amount of commissions, they couldn't say that it didn't work because I proved that it did. But the bottom line is that now you have a shot this year to go out there and break numbers every single day so that you can have the best Christmas of your life. So millionaires are made through numbers. Number 7 is time management. Time management. Yes, you got to know your numbers. Time management is the ultimate, okay? Time management equals success. Time management equals wealth, okay? So I used to be that busy guy that produced nothing, right? And then I started getting into Brian Tracy a lot a couple years ago, started reading his books over and over and over again. And that guy's all about time management. But the whole reason why you want to manage your time is so that you can create more time. Right? A lot of us may not have a plan of action. I'll tell you one thing, ever since I started listening to Brian Tracy a few years back, I've made sure that every single day is on purpose. I've made sure that every single Sunday night, my calendar's in front of me, I got a pen in hand, and I'm writing every single thing down that I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And at the end of every single day, I have to check it off. Right? So one of the things that I had to do in order to really have the time that I wanted, because time management equals life management. And when you start to have kids, guess what? You want to spend time with them, right? If you don't, then, I don't know what to tell you, but I like to spend time with my kids. So here's what I'll tell you. My kids were born and I was like, shoot, I want more time with them. So guess what I had to do? I had to join the 5 a.m. club, because if I was waking up at 8 in the morning and my kids were waking up 20, 30 minutes later, then it was just crazy day in and day out. It really was one of those things where it was like, if my kids beat me to the morning to waking up, my day was over, because then I had to make him breakfast. I had to get him ready for the day. I had to take this kid to dance, this kid to school. This kid is just running around and wants my attention, whatever it is, all these demands of life, right? So I had to join the 5 a.m. club, which meant that every single day, 5 a.m., my alarm goes off. I get up, I get out there, and I get into my zone. From 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., I knock out what most people may do in an entire week, but that's because I live on purpose. Every single day, I know how many people I'm reaching out to. I know who I'm reaching out to. I know who I'm following up with. I know what I'm going to say. I know what time I'm going to the gym. I know what book I'm reading. I already have everything lined up, and because I do that, it makes my life 10 times easier. So I'm not this full-time network marketer that says I work full-time, because I really don't. Who knows? Maybe I should, but I don't. The reality is, most of the time after 11 a.m., peace, I'm good. I got my family, I'm good. We're out hanging out. I got time freedom, and the income just keeps coming in. I'm not saying get lazy. I'm not saying don't work. What I'm saying is, if you're putting in work, you're putting in work. And for me, working from 5 to 8 in the morning just seemed a lot more appealing than having to work from 1 to 4 and then dragging through the day and then having to make lunch for the kids. And next thing you know, your day is over. So a lot of us, when we look back at our network marketing careers, you're just like, my gosh, I don't even know what I've done these last 3 years. I don't even know what I've done these last 12 months. What have you done? And you know what? The reflection of it is your income. The reflection of it is how many people you've sponsored. The reflection of it is how many people that you can go back and track and say, hey, I've reached out to 100 people. I've reached out to 200 people, right? So it's all about making sure that you manage your time wisely. And one of the best tips to manage your time is have a calendar. And in your calendar, you want to make sure that you write a list of the things that you want to do and put A, B, C, D next to them, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, right? Whatever it is, how many lists you got. And A is top priority, right? I think one of the top priorities, number 1 on everybody's list should be personal development time. That's your own time. That's the time that you wake up in the morning, you're listening to good stuff, you're writing in your journal. You're thinking about things that you're grateful for. You're really putting yourself in that zone. That's number one. Nothing else should happen until that's done. Number two, you got to reach out to 10, 15 people per day. And unless that's done, you're not moving on to breakfast. Unless that's done, you're not moving into taking a shower. Unless that's done, you're not moving on to going to the gym. You're not moving on from B to C until B is done. You got to be the person that gets the job done, and you get the job done by having good time management. So that's time management right there. The next thing is you got to work hard. Okay, this is number 8. Okay, you got to work really, 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 really hard. Okay, now this doesn't mean that you have to go out there and, put on a t-shirt that says hustler 24/7 beast mode, crazy maniac, but you got to work hard, right? You got to work hard. You got to be the person that gets excited to work. You got to be that person that gets you have a certain excitement about being the person known as someone that has work ethic. And so, this is where you got to turn your attraction marketing to action marketing, right? Action taking, right? Because a lot of people spend most of their time trying to put up little pretty pictures, right? They have the prettiest profile picture, they have the prettiest cover photo picture, they have the little pretty pictures throughout their Facebook walls, and then their commission check shows 0. Why? Because unless you're doing money making, producing activities, you ain't making a sale. If you're not making a sale, you're not getting a commission. But you're stuck making beautiful pictures on Facebook. I'll tell you this, 9 out of 10 people out there, no, I'm going to say 999 people out of 1,000, whatever. Most people, I would even say 100% of the people out there are better at looking cool on Facebook than I am. A lot of people have prettier pictures on Facebook than I do. But guess what? I have work ethic, and you can be that person that maybe doesn't have the best social media presence. You maybe can be that person that doesn't have the prettiest cover photo, the prettiest profile picture. But guess what? You can absolutely be the person that has the prettiest paychecks every single week, and that only comes through working really, really, really hard. You got to have that grit. You got to have that determination. You got to have that willingness to get out there and work hard every single day. Not because you're excited about working, but because you're excited about what that's going to bring for you in your life. Okay, so hope everyone's still with me. Drop a 4 if you're fired up. I know I am. I like to be fired up day in and day out, and I like to really get myself in the zone. And I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit, but drop a 4 if you're fired up. And I'm going to get into number 9. Number 9 is this. Do not judge yourself. Okay, do not judge yourself until 24 months have passed by, and 24 months have passed by and you've sponsored at least 30 people. You can't judge yourself. You can sit there and, be pissed at your paychecks after month 1, after month 2, month 3, but that will do you no good, right? You have to make sure that you are judging yourself after 24 months have passed by and after you having sponsored 30 people into your business personally, not your whole team, you personally, meaning, 1 to 2 people per month for the next 24 months. So that's going to be the thing right there is I'm not going to get into it so much, but a lot of us get into this thing and we see all these people coming in. Maybe you're in a company and you've been growing and you're excited about your income, and next thing you know, someone comes in and hits the highest rank of the compensation plan in 30 days, and you see all these press releases. All that stuff is fake for the most part, right? Most of those people got deals or whatever, but what I'm saying is this, is that you yourself, don't judge yourself until 24 months have passed by. You yourself, don't judge yourself until, you've sponsored 30 people. Until that has happened, don't judge your results. It'll happen, it'll come if you're just patient with yourself. Okay, the next thing is this. It's called energy and enthusiasm. Okay, you can't be a boring butt and expect to have massive results in this business. You can't be a boring butt and expect to have really exciting paychecks every single week. You got to up the energy, you got to up the enthusiasm, right? Every single time I go to do a Facebook Live, the first thing I think is gosh dang, I am nervous. I'm so nervous to do a Facebook Live. What do? Well, for me, I put on my headset and I start blasting it, whether it's Drake or whether it's Les Brown at the time, whether it's Eminem, I don't care, whatever it is. I put in some headsets and I just listen and I get myself in that zone. I get the energy, I get the enthusiasm rolling, because guess what? If you're doing a Facebook Live and you're a boring butt, you're not excited, you don't have any enthusiasm, there's no smile in your face or in your words, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to have 0 results. People aren't going to, people may like you. They'll be like, oh, that person's cool, man, but they're just boring. There's nothing exciting about them. You make sure that you be the person that has energy and enthusiasm. So when I go out there and I talk to people, when I go out there and I follow up with people, when I go out there and I do a conference call, you better believe that behind the scenes, I'm getting myself a little bit crazy. I'm listening to something. I'm punching a wall, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is that you got to do to get yourself on fire, so that when you get on that conference call, when you get on that phone call, when you go to the event, when you go to the Facebook Live, when you go to the invitation, you're so intentional with so much energy, with so much enthusiasm, enthusiasm that people are just flocking to you, right? Like no one rushes to see a boring butt, right? Like look at Lady Gaga, all the attention she got by being crazy weird, right? You got to get yourself crazy weird. You got to get yourself in that mentality of just being excited, punch a wall or knock yourself out, whatever you got to do to really up the energy and up the enthusiasm. That guy on that book, How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling, talks about how like he got fired once because they told him that he had no enthusiasm, that when he talked he felt like he had no interest, right? Like he had no interest in what he was talking about, because what happened was that, you know, people would, like, he would just talk to people, but there was no excitement behind his words, behind his voice. And so what he had to do is he changed his brain. The next company that he went to work for, he changed his brain and he said, you know, as soon as I walk into these doors, I'm going to get out. I'm going to be the most enthusiastic person anyone has ever met. He went out there and he broke records in that company, and he attributes his millions of dollars. He attributes all his success to just one thing, and that is enthusiasm. So be that person that brings the enthusiasm. Now, some people are anomalies, right? You have those people that are a little weird sometimes and they can still make mega bucks, right? Like you just never know. But the thing is this, is that you have to bring that energy and enthusiasm to your team. Okay? The next thing is, the next thing is this, is you got to have a magnificent obsession. You got to have a magnificent obsession, right? You can't, people always talk about, oh, obsession is a word that the lazy use to whatever, right? To describe people. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is like, you got to have a magnificent obsession, right? I remember my first couple years of network marketing, I really had no magnificent obsession, right? All I really cared about was just the weekend, right? Like, I mean, at that time, I didn't have any bills. I didn't have any kids. I didn't have to pay any rent. So like if I was making $400, $500 a month, it was like, you know, you're balling out of control. You're thinking, nah, I'm the man. I'm making $500 a month. You know, I got no bills. Life is good. Friday evening, whatever. So I really had no drive. I had nothing in me that really led me to want to go out there and build something big. So it wasn't until I had a magnificent obsession. It wasn't until I started having kids. It wasn't until I started to dream bigger and surrounding myself by different people that all of a sudden I built this magnificent obsession, right? And so you have to make sure that you have something that you can get obsessed about, right? It doesn't have to be your business, but you got to be obsessed about something other than just making money. It's got to be a bigger dream. It's got to be a house. It's got to be a vacation, whatever it is. It's got to be an experience, but you got to make sure that you have that magnificent obsession. Now, how do you know you're obsessed? You're thinking about it 24/7. You got pictures on your wall about it. You walk into your bathroom and you got affirmation cards all over. You put your hand in your pocket and you got 3x5 cards with the same goals written down over and over and over again, because you're obsessed. You're magnificently obsessed. So that's the next thing. Okay. The next thing is this: mission over money. Okay, mission over money. And by the way, if you find value in this, just share it with other people. Get excited, get fired up, because I just love to bring the heat to you all. And this is something that I get really, really excited about. Okay, but if you're happy to be on this live, if you're excited about life, if you're excited about your future, drop a 5 in the comments below. If you're fired up about this live, drop a 5 in the comments below. And we're going to talk about mission over money. Okay, so mission over money means this. From what I understand, is that the most dangerous human being on planet Earth is a person that attaches a mission to what they're doing. They attach a mission to what they're doing. So let me give you an example, right? Like, you take a look at Mark Hughes, right? The owner of Herbalife, right? The owner of Herbalife, the whole reason why he started Herbalife was because his mother was overweight and she started getting on these diet pills, and she got addicted to the diet pills, and she started going out there and meeting with different doctors and physicians to get more diet drugs. And she started to consume all these diet pills, and she eventually passed away, right? Trying to lose weight. So Mark Hughes was like, there's got to be an easier way, a more effective way, and a healthier way for people to go out there and lose weight so that they don't have to die like my mother did. And so what he did is he started taking trips to China. As a kid, he started taking trips to China, and he started just to learn about herbs, ancient herbs out of China. He started mixing some formulations together, came up with a product called the Herbalife weight loss product. Next thing you know, the kid becomes, now, by the way, this was when he was like 20, 21 years old. Herbalife became $1 billion company before the age of 30. Okay, now Mark Hughes, rest in peace, he's already passed away. But the whole point is he had a magnificent obsession. Like, he could have sold the company, became a billionaire by the time he was 24 or 25, but it went beyond that for him. He wanted to make sure that he had the #1 weight loss company on planet Earth, and it became $1 billion giant, right? So that's number one. Number two is this: you take a look at Art Williams, right? Go YouTube and put in Art Williams. Art Williams' father passed away, and when he passed away, the life insurance company that his dad had subscribed to screwed over his mom, left her with no money. And he got ticked off. He got so ticked off that he created a mission where he was going to go start his own life insurance company, because he understood that life insurance policies were a bunch of BS. So he wanted to start his own company with a service that could really help people in a case of a tragic accident, so that people wouldn't have to suffer and be broke like his mom was, or like he was, because the father passed away. So he built a company, and now he's worth $1.4 billion because he attached the mission to that. So mission over money, right? You want to make money, but what is your mission? What's that one thing that just lights you up? What's that one thing that gets you fired up every single day? What's that thing that keeps you just driving and keeps your heart pounding, gets you out there, keeps you fighting, keeps you in the game, because you're so excited about life and you got this huge mission of taking something to the world, right? Okay, the next thing is belief. Right? You got to have the belief in yourself. You got to have belief in your company. You got to have belief in the industry. If you have a little bit of doubt in the company, it's game over. You have a little bit of doubt in yourself, it's game over. You have a little bit of doubt in the industry, it's game over. So here's what I can tell you is that every single day you got to get focused on creating a higher belief in yourself, creating a higher belief in your company, creating a higher belief in the industry. If there is absolutely no belief inside what you're doing, there is no commissions coming for you. You're just going to continue to hop around from one company to the other. You're going to hop around from this job to that job. You're going to hop from this relationship to that relationship if there is no belief inside what you are doing. So, make sure that every single day you're immersing your brain into positivity to grow yourself. That's number one. As you grow yourself, you believe in yourself more. Number two, make sure every single day you're going back and visiting your company website and getting re-excited, getting recommitted, getting re-fired up on why you chose that company, getting re-excited about your product. Get excited about the product that you're taking. Get excited about going onto the website. Recommit yourself to having a higher belief in your company and your products every single day. The third thing is this. Make sure that you're upping your belief in network marketing. Go to YouTube and put network marketing success stories and go listen to success stories of people that started from the bottom, made it to the top, people that had the rags to riches story, people that maybe were already wealthy but were unsatisfied with the lifestyle, so they went out and started network marketing and built a successful business, right? Continue to build belief inside of this business, right? All I can tell you is this: go try to build a residual income somewhere else other than network marketing for under $100 and get it done in the next, 6-7 months. It doesn't happen, right? Unless you've invested into like some crypto, and that stuff is happening. But anyways, the next thing is this, is expectation. Okay, you got to have that expectation. You got to have that expectation to win. You got to have that expectation that you're going to recruit winners, right? If someone calls you on your team and says, hey, this is not happening, people are quitting, everyone's saying no, that person is already, they're continuing to dig a hole for themselves. You have to be that person that every single day, as you're walking around your living room, as you're walking around your house and you're making phone calls and you're reaching out to people, you're inviting people to take a look at what you're doing, that you continue to sell yourself with this idea that only good leadership joins your team, that you are recruiting winners, that you expect to win, that you've won, that you're at the top. You got to continue to talk yourself and always have that expectation, because expectation does lead to you materializing the things that you want in life. So make sure that every single day you're expecting good things to happen, that you're expecting to reach out to someone that's ready to say yes, that you're expecting to reach out to someone that has a burning desire and is willing to do whatever it takes. The last thing is this, I kind of just touched on it, but you got to have that burning desire and you got to have the will to win. If you don't have a burning desire to get it, if you don't have a burning desire behind what you're doing, if there's no burning desire or something in your heart that's just pounding and saying, hey man, you got to get it. If you don't have that burning desire, then you probably shouldn't be in this business, because it's really hard, man. I'll tell you, yeah, you want to make a few $100, great. But if you are trying to create a lifestyle for the family, you have to have a burning desire. If that burning desire is missing, if you're comfortable in life, if things are just going okay so you don't need the money, you're in the most dangerous zone you could ever be in. You have to make sure that you're immersing yourself every single day with your burning desire, and you make it a mission to get out there and make it happen. So anyways, you all, kind of a long Facebook Live. Typically, I like to do 15-20 minutes. But if you find value in this, please share it onto your Facebook walls. Comment below. Tag your team members. And if you're watching the replay, let me know as well. I appreciate you all hopping on. Everyone have an amazing Wednesday and an amazing rest of your week.